right, we've got Al-Qaeda and Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis, and then Iran funds most of them. But then you just got to break it down for our viewers and tell us what the hell's going on, because it's so damn confusing. All I know is, should we stay out of it, like Trump said, and let Syria just kind of burn?
Yeah, Dan, look, thank you so much for having me. And you're absolutely right. When Donald Trump was president, we had the Abraham Accords. We had relative peace and stability in the Middle East. America was able to deal with its own economic issues at home. That's why we were able to revitalize our industries, and all of our foreign adversaries were kept in check, and our allies felt safe and secure knowing that U.S. leadership was at the forefront on the global stage. Just fast forward to what happened, like you said, after Joe Biden ascended to the Oval Office in 2020, and what we've actually been living these disastrous last close to 4 years now, and that is upheaval in literally every single geographic zone in the entire world, from Latin America to the African continent, and especially right now in the Middle East. What you're looking at right now in the Middle East and in these pictures is a disintegration of the Syrian state, in which the lack of U.S. leadership has created a power vacuum in which regional powers want to enter. That includes Turkey, Iran, Russia, and Israel. Of course, the United States doesn't have a dog in this fight. The United States doesn't have national security interests in what happens in Syria, but the European Union does. Turkey, Russia, Iran absolutely do. And that's why Donald Trump was so prescient when he said we should stay out of this fight. We should let these countries carve up Syria and let them go to war with the Islamists the way that probably they want to. And that's why I think, unfortunately, Turkey as a NATO member is now involved in this with Russia. They're bombing our allies, the Kurds. Syria is being carved up exactly like I predicted in the tweet you referenced. And Israel has now, if you want to call it, invaded Syria to create this border zone between the Golan Heights and this newly formed potential Druze state, so that they don't have to deal with the Islamists themselves. It's an incredibly fluid situation. There are a lot of moving parts, but once Donald Trump gets back into office next month, I think he will bring back some peace and stability. The Islamists will likely lose their influence, and countries like Russia, Iran, and Turkey will back off and allow Syria to stabilize.
Why did Russia then? They provided the safe haven for Assad because he was working with them, China, the rest, on the whole BRICS thing. That's why they were fine with taking him in, correct?
Yeah, so it's a twofold strategy that Russia had with Assad. The first was that Russia actually wanted to have a warm water naval facility and an air base in the Eastern Mediterranean. And that's what Syria presented to Russia. And right now, Russia has a massive naval facility and a massive air facility at Latakia and Tartus on the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. This was their goal the entire time. That's why they went in the way they did, to preserve Assad's stability. The situation now with Assad fleeing and why he was given amnesty in Russia was precisely because he played Russia's game and allowed them to have this fortification in Syria. I don't think that Russia is going to lose these fortifications. Russia and Turkey have been actually coordinating extremely close ever since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Turkey's the only NATO member which hasn't sanctioned Russia. They've actually bought Russian air defense systems while being a member of NATO, being the only member of NATO that's been purchasing these systems. And I believe, and I think I'll be proven right, Dan, that they have created a deal themselves with the Iranians to carve up Syria. And this was designed specifically to keep Turkey in the orbit of BRICS along with China. And that's really what Donald Trump, when he ascends to the Oval Office, is going to have to deal with. It's going to be, how do you preserve the dollar when you have these various countries trying to create this new economic and geostrategic alliance? And I think that's even more important than what's actually going on in Syria today.